Beyond the Gates, spoilers Thurdays. Full the 27th of August, 2026. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful Wednesday, and we have a ton of crazy updates to dive into. Let's get right to it. So let's just jump right into the deep end, because honestly my brain is spinning from these new Beyond the Gates spoilers. And I mean really spinning. You guys know I've been covering this show for a long time now. A really long time. And sometimes you just have to sit back and ask yourself what the writers are actually thinking. What were they thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well? Because I don't. I really don't. I'm sitting here staring at these notes and I feel like I need a nap, but I care too much about these characters to just walk away. So, we are going to unpack all of this, even if it takes all day. Let's talk about Heather Armstrong. Heather, the skewer, the impaler. Yes, you heard that right, the actual impaler. I know we've been speculating about this for a few episodes now on social media, but seeing it basically confirmed that she is the one behind all this dark, twisted stuff in the DMV. And by DMV, I mean D. C, Maryland, and Virginia, obviously. Though, honestly, a storyline at an actual Department of Motor Vehicles might be less chaotic than what we are getting right now. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. The fans on social media have been screaming about this for weeks, and now we finally have the truth. Heather is the big bad. But seriously, Heather is in town and her main focus right now is dealing with Smitty. Bradley Smitty Smith, our favorite investigative reporter who just cannot leave well enough alone. And I get it. I do. He's a reporter. It's his job. It's in his blood to dig and dig and dig until he finds the absolute truth. But Smitty took down that plasma ring, and you would think that would be enough for him. You would think he'd take the massive win, accept the accolades, and go home to Martin and the kids. But no, of course not. Smitty is not satisfied with just taking down the plasma ring. He wants to tear down the entire system. He wants to find out the true identity of the impaler. And the irony is just, it's so thick you could cut it with a knife. Because the impaler is literally right there. It's Heather. It's Joey Armstrong's sister. She is breathing the same air as him, walking the same streets, and she is watching him. She is watching every single move he makes. Smitty recently told Martin that he wants to stay in town until he uncovers the absolute truth. He is determined. He is so determined. He wants to expose the whole red market. But this is so bad for Heather. Like, really bad. Because Smitty's successful red market series is a massive thorn in her side. It is drawing way too much attention to her criminal operations. And when you are running a massive criminal enterprise, the last thing you want is a local reporter with a podcast and a crusade shining a giant spotlight on your activities. So she has to do something. She has to act. She can't just sit back and let Smitty ruin everything she has built. And what does she decide to do? She decides to mess with Martin and Smitty. She is going to play pranks or play mind games with them. And I just have to ask, what is she going to do? How far is she going to go? Are we talking about slashing tires? Sending creepy anonymous packages to their house? Leaving medical supplies on their front porch to taunt them? Because Martin is already at his limit? Let's be real here. Martin is already so frustrated with Smitty. We saw last week how Smitty was prioritizing this new podcast opportunity and missing out on family stuff, like the charity basketball game. Martin is trying to hold the family together. He is trying to help Tyrell through this horrible, devastating breakup with Jessica Harris. So Martin is stressed. Smitty is distracted and obsessed with his investigation. And now Heather is going to swoop in and start messing with them? It's a recipe for absolute disaster. I almost feel bad for Martin. Actually, no, I do feel bad for Martin. He's just trying to be a good dad and a good supportive partner, and his husband is out here poking a literal serial killer bear. It's wild. Just wild. And I don't think Smitty realizes the sheer amount of danger he is bringing to his own front door. But let's pivot for a second because Heather's agenda in the DMV isn't just about Smitty. And maybe this is the part that actually terrifies me the most. Because the other reason she is in town is to reconnect with Andre Richardson. Andre. Oh, Andre. Why is it always you? So Andre is once again facing the ghosts of his past. And this past is dark, you guys. Heather and Andre have history. They have a deep, complicated, probably highly toxic history that we are only just starting to scratch the surface of. And some of that history could cause massive trouble for him right now. Because Heather knows a very specific version of Andre. She knows the globe-trotting, unattached, carefree player. The guy who didn't answer to anybody. The guy who did what he wanted, when he wanted, with whoever he wanted. She knows the dangerous Andre. And now she looks at him and what does she see? She sees this married, supposedly faithful guy living in the suburbs trying to play house. And it just doesn't compute for her. It doesn't make sense to her. The version of Andre she is talking to now is completely illogical in her mind. She probably looks at his marriage to Danny Dupree and just laughs. She just laughs at the whole domestic facade. And honestly, can you blame her? Let's just zoom out and look at the bigger pattern here for a second. Andre's marriage to Danny is a complete joke right now. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being too harsh. No, I'm not. I'm not being too harsh. Danny is literally at the hospital right now fighting with Haley Hamilton over Bill. Bill, the man who left her for her daughter's best friend. Danny just had a massive Freudian slip in front of her entire family, Anita, Vernon, Nicole, and called Bill her husband. Her husband? While she is married to Andre? So Heather is looking at this situation and she knows Andre is vulnerable. She knows his marriage is basically a sham at this point because Danny is still severely trauma bonded to Bill. Heather sees that Andre is playing a role that doesn't fit him anymore. But ultimately, Heather doesn't even care about his marital status. That doesn't matter to her. What matters is that she wants something from him. She wants something specific. And the spoilers are heavily hinting that it might be an incriminating photo. A photo that Andre took? What is in this photo? Is it proof of her being the impaler? Is it evidence of the red market? Is it a picture of a crime scene? Whatever it is, she wants it back. She needs it back to protect her empire. And because Andre is being forced to face his past again, he might actually just give it to her. He might cave. He's been seeking advice from Ted. He's been setting up secret meetings. He is paranoid. And when Andre gets paranoid, he makes mistakes. He makes really big mistakes. I can't with Andre sometimes. He tries so hard to be the good guy now, but his past is always right there waiting to drag him back down into the mud. And Heather is the perfect person to do it. She is manipulative, she is calculating, and she is dangerously obsessed with getting what she wants. She will use every single ounce of leverage she has over him. And with Danny acting like a fool over Bill, Andre doesn't exactly have a strong support system at home to lean on. Okay, let's take a breath and talk about something slightly less life-threatening. Tyrell. Poor, sweet, heartbroken Tyrell. He has been so down since Jessica broke up with him. It's been really sad to watch, honestly. And we all know Samantha went completely nuclear on Jessica to defend her brother. Samantha is fiercely loyal. We love that about her. She will absolutely destroy anyone who hurts her family. But Tyrell is still hurting. A sister's wrath doesn't fix a broken heart. But now we are hearing that June is going to step in and encourage him. June is going to try and cheer him up. And I think this is really sweet. It's a nice little break from the absolute chaos of the rest of the show. Tyrell needs a friend right now. He needs someone who isn't Martin or Smitty, because they are dealing with their own massive drama with the podcast and the Impaler stuff. He needs someone who isn't his hyperprotective sister screaming at his ex. June might just be the exact right person to help him see that life goes on after a teenage breakup. Sometimes you just need an outside perspective to pull you out of a funk, and I really hope June can do that for him. And speaking of changes and moving on, let's talk about Vanessa McBride for a second. The spoilers are saying that Vanessa is preparing for a big change. A major change. And the first thing that comes to mind is a makeover, right? Is she changing her look? Is she getting a whole new wardrobe? Cutting her hair? But why? What is prompting this? Vanessa has been so busy lately judging everyone else. She's been evaluating Noah Rollins, Deanna's new boyfriend, sizing him up to see if he's good enough. She's been getting all the exclusive tea from Nicole about her new exclusive relationship with Dr. Kyle Rollins. She's been giving advice to Danny about her messy, messy life. Vanessa is always in everyone else's business. So, why the sudden change for Vanessa? Is it a midlife crisis? Is she trying to impress someone new? Or is she just tired of being the person everyone unloads their drama onto and wants to reinvent herself? Maybe she looked in the mirror and realized she's been so focused on Deanna and Nicole and Danny that she forgot about herself. Whatever is happening, it's going to be very interesting to find out what pushed her to take this drastic action. Knowing Vanessa, it's going to be fabulous. But there's definitely a deeper psychological reason behind it. There always is with this show. The writers don't just give someone a makeover for no reason. It always ties into a shift in their character arc. All right, let's pull ourselves back on track and get back to the really dangerous stuff. Randy Parker. Randy. What are you doing, man? Randy has been tasked with tracking Heather. He is the investigator in the DMV area, and his main mission right now is to keep tabs on Joey Armstrong's sister. And Randy has some very interesting information to share with Joey. Joey is already so suspicious of Heather. He thinks she is in town to eliminate Smitty. He has been confronting Vernon Dupree. He has been warning Bill Hamilton. He has been running around like a paranoid casino boss trying to keep his empire and his family from imploding. Joey likes control, and Heather is a wild card that he cannot control. And now Randy is going to come to him with an update. Randy is probably going to tell Joey about Heather's interactions with Martin, Smitty, and Andre. And this is huge. This is the exact intel Joey needs to put the puzzle pieces together. Because think about it. If Joey finds out that Heather is not just targeting Smitty, but is also messing with Martin and trying to get to Andre, that changes the whole game. Joey might finally realize the full scope of what his sister is doing. He might realize she is the impaler. He might realize that his own flesh and blood is the monster terrorizing the region. But this is also so dangerous for Randy. If Heather finds out that Randy is tracking her, she will not hesitate to take him out. She is a killer. She runs the red market. She literally skewers people. She is not going to let some local investigator ruin her plans. Randy is playing with fire, and I am honestly terrified for him. He is getting way too close to the sun, and Heather will burn him alive if he steps out of line. So, when you look at all of this together, it's just a massive powder keg. You have Smitty poking the bear, refusing to let the plasma ring investigation go. You have Heather planning to retaliate against him and Martin with these twisted mind games. You have Andre being blackmailed or pressured for an incriminating photo from his globetrotting past. You have Danny destroying her marriage while Andre is fighting for his life against his crazy ex. You have Joey about to get the intel that could blow his family apart. It's exhausting. It really is. I'm sitting here typing this out and my head is pounding. But I can't look away. I just can't. The writers have really woven this massive, complicated web in the DMV. And every single thread is about to snap. And I haven't even mentioned how all of this ties back to the hospital drama. Because remember, while all this Heather stuff is happening, Bill is literally fighting for his life while Haley and Danny are screaming at each other over his bed. It's all connected. The stress, the secrets, the lies. It all bleeds together. Honestly, who is going to survive this week? Because it doesn't look good for anyone. Smitty is in danger. Andre is in danger. Randy is in extreme danger. Even Martin is in danger just by being married to Smitty. I guess we just have to wait and see how it all plays out. But let me tell you, if Andre gives up that photo without a fight, I am going to scream. He needs to stand his ground. He needs to stop letting his past dictate his future. But knowing Andre, he'll probably make the worst possible choice. He always does. He always tries to take the easy way out when it comes to his secrets, and it always blows up in his face. Okay, I'm rambling now. I need to wrap this up before I completely lose my mind. But you guys get it. You see where this is going? It's going to be a bloodbath. A metaphorical bloodbath, and maybe a literal one if Heather gets her way. She is not playing games anymore. The Impaler is here, and she is ready to clean house. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I being too paranoid about Randy? Do you think Smitty will figure out Heather is the Impaler before she gets to him? And what on earth is Vanessa doing with this big change? I need theories, people. I need theories because my brain is officially fried from trying to keep track of all these moving parts. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next update.